know what they say, with great power comes tons and tons of girls. These anime guys got both their power and their harem to satisfy them. In other words, these are the luckiest guys of all time. So let's see the 10 Isekai harem anime where the main character is overpowered and surprises everyone. Shinka no Mi. You know how much Isekai loves main characters and surprises hidden in their bag. Remember Arifureta? Just like in that anime, a whole class gets transported into a magical fantasy world, and this poor guy lands in a completely different area. There he eats the ultimate fruit of evolution and evolves into a whole new character. Yup, you heard that right. This time what makes our main character overpowered is a fruit. And nope, this isn't a devil fruit, so don't keep your hopes up. Of course, just like every power fantasy, you get the main character's good old harem joining in to make him even happier. Shinka no Mi doesn't do much in terms of originality, but if you want to see the good old tropes cycled back in an interesting way, this is the show for you. 9. Second Tsukai no World Break. How overpowered can you get if you remember how overpowered you were in your previous life? This anime takes place in Akane Private Academy, where students possess memories of their previous lives. Pretty cool, right? Well, not when there's a war coming and everyone wants to kill you. The thing I really like about this anime is the magic system. Normally in your day-to-day average isekai, you cannot expect a complex magic system with its own rules, but this anime knows how to take an interesting premise and turn it into a magic system. This is also one of the few anime that takes time to explain why the main characters are overpowered, instead of just showing them beating the ass of every villain. If you love some good magic and a main character who loves to surprise his villains with that magic, then this show is for you. 8. The greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. From the title itself, you can tell this was based on a light novel, right? Come on, the title explains it all.
There was once an overpowered demon lord who eventually got bored with life and decided it was time to be reborn.
But getting reborn as an overpowered individual takes the thrill out of it, so he decided to set his power levels to medium before being reborn again. But surprise, surprise, even as a medium-level demon lord, he is still pretty much overpowered than the rest of the people in the world. Yup, this is one of those task failed successfully moments. The reason I say successfully is because he gets 2 isekai maidens by his side. Which demon lord can say no to an offer like that? 7. Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World.
終了ウィンドウ終了オプション上書き保存保存して終了する保存せずに終了する終わるんだよ終われって
The title explains it all once again, but this time we may have a new version of Reptalia, mixed in with a guy who doesn't carry a shield all the time. If you read the title correctly, you should know what to expect. Overpowered isekai protagonist? Check. A harem to accompany this hero? Check. Random scenes that remind you which sort of genre this anime belongs to? Check. But the great thing about this anime is that it delivers what you asked for. It has some great isekai elements that match well with the setting. It's got the good old harem, since that is clearly mentioned in the title itself, and it even has the good old Iki scenes that give high school DxD a run for its money. 6. Sarai Kensoki. When I say this anime is about switching bodies, you are going to roll your eyes. But Spirit Chronicles of Sarai Gensoki managed to put a twist to the show and make sure you were thrown into a body-switching adventure filled with knights, royal academies, and all those rich-poor class conflicts. It's got some great world building, and the lack of character development is quickly covered up by the growing mystery the show presents to you from the first episode itself. And even though our guy is poor, he can pretty much show those nobles what an overpowered isekai protagonist can do, so you don't need to worry about him being the underdog of the show. Along the way, he gets more than one girl, and that even includes his mentor. 5. How not to summon a demon lord. what is the correct way to summon a demon lord? What are the consequences of summoning a demon lord in the wrong way? What if a clumsy teenager becomes the demon lord? Want answers? You'll have to watch this anime. It happens when Takomi Sakamoto, who is the so-called clumsy teenager, gets summoned as a demon lord to another world. The two women who summoned him try to bind him as their slave, but instead, the two of them end up becoming his slave. Even though things are to Takoma's advantage, his social awkwardness kicks in, and it is funny to see how he tries to adapt to each situation. But don't think this guy is a very weak demon lord because of his clumsiness. Make him angry, and you'll soon realize his true potential. 4. Atomigame Sakai wa mi ni kabishi saku desu.
何の真似でしょう。私にそのような。くたばれ、ポンコツ。
Here's another isekai anime that got released recently that twisted some tropes and presented us with an interesting story. And this time, instead of another world, our main character is reincarnated into a dating sim. In this dating sim, the women are the rulers of the world. They attend a high school where only the smartest and most handsome warriors get to sit among these high-class ladies. But what does our protagonist have? Well, he has a mecha, and this mecha can grant him any power he wants. Yup, the twist in this anime is that we have mechas in this world. But apart from it, our main character soon realizes the main girl in the game is replaced by another girl, and the new girl is way too cocky for her own good. But he tries to find out how many girls he can try to add to his harem in this twisted isekai world. 3. How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. If you are tired of the people who play the isekai game with their fists, then it's time to see a guy who plays the game with his brain. And he is lucky enough to get a bunch of girls as well. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom is about a boy who was reborn as the kingdom's ruler, and now must understand how to defend his kingdom from the wars that are about to come. You won't get any new and original characters here, but the entire anime revolves around the concept of kingdom building, which is pretty refreshing to see in the isekai genre. If you love those games like Civilization, then you'll love this anime. 2. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat.
そんな、これでも私は一生懸命やって。
When the world's greatest assassin finds himself betrayed and backstabbed by the very organization that he had sworn allegiance to, his frustration causes him to have an audience with a goddess that appreciated his exceptional skill. The goddess gives him another chance, and our assassin gets a job: assassinate the hero of the world. The great thing about this show is the refreshing main character. Unlike other isekai protagonists, this man has memories of his previous life, so he can apply his old assassination techniques with his new body. He is also one of those main characters who isn't shy, so he isn't going to throw away a chance to get the girl when she falls into his lap. 1. Tsukimichi, Moonlight Fantasy.
僕が行きます。ですが、案ずるなかれ、誠殿。男の夢たる数々の品物は。
When it comes to isekai, all these goddesses you meet are very friendly, but this time, the goddess isn't one of those wholesome anime goddesses. When Makoto Masumi is sent to another world, the goddess of that world strips him of all of his titles because his face looks ugly. Now trapped in a land full of monsters, our boy Makoto should face various trials in order to get back the powers he lost. Even though the title Moonlit Fantasy looks like words ripped off from a children's fairy tale, the actual anime is much darker. It is also a story where the main character starts from square one and starts to get overpowered. So if you want a story with good character development, then you should definitely give this one a watch. With that, we've reached the end of the video. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can be updated as soon as we release a new video. Stay safe, anime fans, and I'll see you in the next video.
I don't wanna fall in love.